Well, we're back at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's teasing us, the weather. Good signs, though, in some respects that the rain has stopped. The only concern out in the middle for the umpires, the three umpires, Rodney Tucker's the third umpire, Bob Parry and Gerard Aboud, just checking to see how much rain is on those covers and how long it will take to clear the ground. Alan Borders with me and AB. That'll be the concern. 8:45 is the cut-off time for this particular game. That is Eastern Standard Time, I should point out. Depending how wet it is out there, isn't it?
Well, that's right. They're checking the bowlers' run-ups to see how much water's lying around there, but there is a lot of water lying on the covers, so the ground staff will have to get rid of that water before they can take the covers off. It looks as though it's still a little bit of drizzle falling, so that'll be a factor, but yeah, as you said, Brennan, it's just teasing us as far as whether we can get on and get, you know, a 15-20 over game happening. Bit of excitement to end the night off.
Well, you never know. I mean, 10 minutes to 8 here, Eastern Standard Time. You'd think it'd probably take about 40 minutes to clear the ground and soak it up. They need to discuss that with the groundsman to work out exactly how the conditions are going to affect the players and will there be enough time to fit in a game. 15 overs, we can have a game of cricket. Having said that, one of the teams will be thinking, well, you know, you get 2 points out of this. 2 and 2 might be better than none. Yeah,
I'm not too sure where the advantage lies now. Probably with the side batting second. You've got the short run chase, you've got all 10 wickets. Yes, Duckworth Lewis, you're probably going to be chasing 100 plus in 15 overs, 6 and over. You'd back the batting side in, wouldn't you?
You have to think so.
Yeah, I think they'd be, you know, in the box seat if we get back on.
Especially with those conditions out there. If you've just joined us, let's get you up to date with the card and have a look at the Bulls. They won the toss, selected to bat first. Ryan Broad thought looked pretty good, 55 from 82 for him. Ma was gone for 13. Perrin and Phillipson missed out tonight. But Aaron Nye, 43 from 44. He was in a good partnership of 83 with Ryan Broad off 93 deliveries. That gave the Bulls a bit of hope. They ended up at 4 for 127 and I reckon gave it a bit of respectability. There's a look at the wickets. The first man to go was Jimmy Ma. Missed out today, but a good bit of bowling from Dougie Bollinger.
Very good bowling. I mean, he's in a rich vein of form, Dougie Bollinger. So bangs this one in, catches Jimmy Ma by surprise, top edge. And Nathan Horrocks, a good pair of hands in the outfield, takes a fairly comfortable catch.
At this particular stage of the game, the Blues are on track. A little bit of sloppy fielding for them. They take some good catches, but that was a good ball from Mark Cameron. He bowled really well in the Pura Cup game a week ago over there at the Wacker, and he's continued some good form here tonight.
Oh, definitely. Clinton Perrin is a very good player and just got caught on the crease. And then the next wicket to go down was an excellent piece of fielding, just in front of square. Probably got away with it, Matty Nicholson, as far as a full ball on the legs. Normally this is runs, but excellent fielding from Forrest there, just on the square leg. So some good catching mixed in with some some bloopers.
Yeah, a couple of chances went down, but all in all, not easy conditions to play cricket. This was a big top edge from Aaron Nye, 43 from 44. This was the wicket before, or the ball before they went off the rain. So unlucky for the Queensland Bulls here. The power play was enforced. They went after it. That is a very good catch from Nathan Horrocks.
Outstanding outfield catch. They're always difficult when you're running into the ball like that. Your eye line is bobbing up and down. And it was difficult. He probably thought that Forrest from mid-wicket was going to get it. So, yeah, very good catch in the end. And, well, the bowlers have all been reasonably impressive. Even the two spinners who had to bowl under difficult circumstances, their returns were pretty good. O'Keefe went for a lot of runs in his last over where they invoked the power play. But apart from that, I was pretty impressed. The Blues bowled pretty well.
Yeah, just one spell for Dougie Bollinger, 1 for 6, 2 for 26. Cameron, wicket also to Matty Nicholson. The spinners haven't got a wicket. Nathan Horrocks had a drop catch at mid-off by Dougie Bollinger, but all in all, pretty good effort there. They're setting the game up nicely before I think it was the 4th interruption of the rain, which is obviously very frustrating here at the SCG, but you never know, we may get a 15 over game in, depending on the time.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, the umpires are out there, they'll be discussing the different scenarios. Is it worth sort of forcing the issue if there's more rain coming? So, you look, it'd be good just way to finish the day if we can get a bit of a, you know, just a bit of excitement, last 15 overs, a bit of a run chase. That would, you know, set the day off pretty well.
Well, while we're here, we might as well let you know when our next game is on Fox Sports in the Ford Ranger Cup, and that'll be down at Tasmania on Saturday. Tigers and the Redbacks. And Tigers have already won a game in this competition. Redbacks yet to get off the mark. That's coming up. Match 6 from Bellerive Oval down in Hobart. That's a day game on Saturday, as we said. Kick-off time at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox Sports 2. No Ricky Ponting in that team AB, he's got an injection in his arm, so he won't be playing. But Darren Leedham will be back for the Redbacks. Back live here at the SCG. The groundsman in the middle, two umpires either side of him. Definitely be thinking about how long is it going to take to get this ground up running, because it looks like the rain has stopped, even though a couple of little specks there, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's the big question. Is it still just spitting? If it is, you've probably got little chance because the groundsman will be reluctant to drag the covers off only for it to sort of rain again. Is it? Have we got enough time to get a half decent game in? That's the big question. Once they mop it all up, so that'll be all the things they'll be talking about. How desperate are we to get a game in?
Well, and also one thing to remember, AB, safety of the players. I mean, early in the season, you've got test spots coming up. Dougie Bollinger will be fighting for a spot on the Pura Cup team. Also on the Bulls side of things, Ashley Nofke's been in good form as well. So even from the batting point of view as well. So you wouldn't want to sustain an injury in conditions out there if it's a little bit sloppy on the ground. Not really.
Yeah, look, the players, I suppose they take it in their stride. It's just very difficult when you've been on and off the ground. You sort of, it's just the mentality of these sort of days. It's very, very difficult. A couple of Queensland boys there, Chris Hartley and James Hopes. He's probably his first ice cream he's had for a couple of weeks because...
First decent one.
First decent one from India. But, yeah, what a performer he's been over there. He just took that international cricket like duck to water. He'd been perfect out there today.
Yeah, he was. I thought he had a great series over there in India. One of the players I thought bolt out of the scene. There's Andrew Simons. Great to see him back in Australia. Looking forward to the Pura Cup game coming up on the weekend as well. So the Bulls, full strength for the Pura Cup AB, which is pretty good. Not sure if Shane Watson's going to play in that particular game. I think he's coming back. Yeah, that's right, for club cricket this weekend. So a few injuries coming back, and no Casper, no Bickle though.
Yeah, look, Bulls at full strength apart from injuries. So it's very rarely that sort of situation happens in the Pura Cup. So that'll be a titanic sort of battle out there. It's always, as we said, the rivalry is very strong between the Blues and the Bulls. So it'd be good to see that full strength setup there. See how it all pans out.
Look forward to the results of that Pura Cup game over the weekend. In the meantime, if things change, we'll let you know. Let's hand you back to the Ford Ranger Cup final from last season. The Bulls taking on the Vicks.
No wickets in hand are important, but you need to attack the part-time bowlers as well.
Well, there's a big shot from Perrin. It's huge. All the way for six. Mark, you called it.
There you go. Clinton Perrin down the wicket. Good positive intent and resulting in an excellent shot. Good footwork. Might have been the wrong one, I think. Clinton Perrin picked it and dispatched it over wide mid-on.
That's the sort of urgency you were talking about, wasn't it? The singles aren't enough here. But we look at his intent was good. He got to it on the up, got inside the ball. Not the biggest boundaries here at the MCG. They roped in about 20, 30 metres on the leg side to Perrin there.
Good drift from White. I think the other thing is, Cameron White, if you get stuck into him, I think the way he's bowling, he's lacking a bit of confidence. He might just start to bowl a lot more loose balls. I think you need to put the pressure on him. Slid in. Just short enough for Clinton Perrin to keep out. Not much turn there for Cameron White.
Yeah, just a little bit there. I thought Perrin, the previous ball, was giving himself room to hit over cover after going mid-wicket first ball. A little bit of turn there for the wrong one. Keeps the batsman guessing.
Now the slider. Close to a wide. In fact, Daryl Harper will give it. Possibly a bit unlucky there, Cameron White. Jimmy Maher was fooled by the wrong and gave himself too much room. Beat the bat, but Daryl Harper adjudged it a wide. Sliding on again. Jimmy Maher content to push it around. I think he's made his mind up. He's going to be there at the end of 50 overs.
Well, maybe they've had a chat, the two batsmen, and Perrin's going to be the one to go because there's still a lot of hitting down the order. And we see Bickle at 9, Nofke 10. Good lower order batsman.
Got away with that one, Cameron White. That's the end of the 33rd over. The Bulls 1 for 144.
Down the offside. And there we go, first ball. He won't want to leave too much from there and force Jimmy Ma to hit through the field.
Geez, an accurate bowler, isn't he, Harwood? He really hits a line of length right from the word go.
You look where he starts his run up and the line that he runs towards the stumps. Arms are pretty all nice and direct going towards the target. It's hard for something to go wrong, really, with his action. But looks at this summer, he's bowled as well as he ever has.
Needs to hit the gaps here, Jimmy Ma. Can't afford too many dot balls at this stage of the game. Something to do there with the wicketkeeper, I guess. Might be putting the pads on. Is that the signal? Any good at charades, eh, Flammo?
Well, you do a little bit and I'll have a guess.
Well, didn't you see that?
No, I was talking about you, mate.
Jimmy Ma looking towards the dressing room. Oh, it could be costly. Comes a long way down, Clinton Perrin. But fortunately for the Bulls, Harwood turns and misses.
Big ooh from the crowd. Harwood, excellent in his follow-through. Gets down quickly. Perrin commits himself for the single. Just called him back. Direct hit, he's out.
Yeah, had to be a run there, I think. Clinton Perrin come a long way down. Jimmy Ma might be just concentrating on who's coming in to bat next. He just seems to have lost his way a little bit here. You can see Clinton Perrin well out. That's a good shot from Jimmy Ma. He's got that one away. That'll go all the way. A much-needed boundary for the Bulls. And Jimmy Ma, Shane Harwood digging in short. Jimmy Ma loves the pull shot. He's got this one away.
Yeah, he finally got one through. Bounce from Harwood. Not the worst option. Probably could have done with backward square out as opposed to mid-wicket. But he's come on to stir it up a little bit, get some horizontal shots from Ma, but Ma good enough this occasion.
Yeah, just needs to get himself going here, Jimmy Ma, and that might be the catalyst. Particularly strong on anything short. He'll get a single, not off the middle, right off the Q end, inside edge. But that'll do. Gets Perrin on strike, and another run for the Bulls. You see Jimmy Ma just a bit of a chuckle to himself.
Shane Harwood's not chuckling. Been a big contest between him and Jimmy Ma, starting from the first ball he bowled. Plenty of balls on around middle and off stump to Jimmy Ma, who struggled to score off Harwood. Finally gets away a 4 with a pull shot, a couple of balls away.
Short, and just comes off the track slow, and Perrin can't get it away. That's the end of the 34th over. 1 for 149. Jonathan Moss hasn't bowled as yet. Surprised he hasn't bowled. Stump to stump sort of bowler, but Andrew McDonald continues. Short and wide, and just sits up, and unfortunately Jimmy Ma can't time it. Disappointed with himself there.
Now, I think Johnny Moss is carrying an injury. I'm not sure what it is, but David Hussey bowled 5 overs for 19, probably eating up a few of the Moss overs.
Jimmy Ma goes long and high, and that'll go all the way. That's a great strike from Jimmy Ma. That's his zone over mid-wicket. That's where he hits his boundaries. And gone after the bowling on this occasion. Slower ball, off spinner from Andrew McDonald, but that goes to Journey. Jimmy Ma, positive intent.
Well, I think it's a slower ball. He has absolutely middled that one. No chance of getting caught there, but McDonald's slower ball, it's not turning and it's not dropping either.
Full and down the ground. They'll look for 2 here. Perrin will put pressure on. Nick Lewis down there does a good job to restrict it to just the 1.
Just talking about McDonald's slower ball there, if you're not getting turn, you need to get some drop on it as well, and it's a pretty flat off-cutter type slower ball. And McDonald is bowling at every second ball, and Mark has obviously got a tune to it and just hit through the line there. So the reaction from Moss, he knows he's no chance.
Down the leg side, that'll be a wide. Another off spinner from Andrew McDonald, but yeah, he does really telegraph it, doesn't he? It's not as though it's a deceptive sort of slow ball.
You can't change your arm speed too. It's got to be the same as your normal ball. But good movement from Perrin. When you're bowling, you don't like seeing the batsman move across the crease or come towards you. Obviously, fine legs up, so a little bat on that would have been 4 runs.
Full again. Perrin misses out. Full toss. Not good batting there from Clinton Perrin. Disappointed with himself. It's a juicy full toss.
Well, you've hit a 6 and there's been a wide. You really want to cash in for a big over. Full tosses, you want to be putting away.
Yeah, I just feel if you're looking to really go after that, you put that away. He's more or less looking for the single. Full again. Will it beat the man at mid-wicket? It does. Another single to the total.
So Cameron White, does he continue with McDonald, who's in his 7th over? With Moss out injured, won't be bowling today. Just takes out that option, which has been an excellent option, hasn't it? With McDonald and Moss, they can get plenty of overs through.
Plenty of singles there from Jimmy. 45 singles, keeping the scoreboard ticking over. There's another one, make it 46 singles. Nick Lewis takes a little bit of a tumble down there. Watusi, end of 37 overs. 1 for 169.
1 for 23, Darren Pattinson. Bowled quite well today. Bowled a couple of spells. This is his 4th spell. Cameron White's had to juggle his bowlers a bit. But 1 for 180. It is the perfect platform for Jimmy Maher and the boys to get something up around about 270. That's what they're going to have to need on this particular wicket. What do you reckon, AB?
Most definitely. And we've just started a bit of a trend in the last couple of commentary stints with just what's happening with the Queensland batting. The intent doesn't seem to be as positive and aggressive as I'd like, me personally. I mean, they've done a great job. It's a great launch pad from this point, don't get me wrong.
Down the wicket, Jimmy Maher's got a thick outside edge on it. It'll carry over cover. He'll come back for 2. Maybe he's realised they both need to go here.
And there's some intent for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be sort of wild swinging. That occasion, a thickish outside edge, but the intent's good. And it's amazing when the fortune's favouring you, how that can produce runs very quickly.
Fine leg up. Pattinson. Jimmy Maher's gone over mid-wicket. Beautiful shot right out of the middle of the bat, and that'll go all the way to the boundary. Beautiful shot from Jimmy Maher. It's a 6 boundary for the Queensland Bulls. I think they would have a lot more, but it's only 6. Jimmy Maher's 6 boundary, I should say.
Yes, it's a very strong zone for Jimmy Maher. Out through that mid-wicket area. The ball just outside his off stump, but no bother running.
And then the single to finish as well, so some good batting from Jimmy Maher. Good stroke play from him. 15 boundaries for the Queenslanders and 3 sixes.
Big stump you've got.
3 from 115. Yep. 49 singles for Jimmy Maher. 57 dot balls. That's probably an area where you'll probably look back on and think I could have converted a bit more there, maybe.
Yeah, I suppose give some credit. They've built the score up to one that guarantees them a good score at the end of the day.
Down the wicket. Beautiful piece of fielding there from David Hussey. Clinton Perrin got it out of the middle of the bat.
Carry, Jimmy.
Saved a certain boundary.
Outstanding fielding. That was reasonably well struck from Clinton Perrin. David Hussey been in the action today. Down the track, crashed it to the mid-wicket area. David Hussey diving way to his right.
On for the Yorker. Good over for the Bulls. 1 for 187. It's David Hussey into his 7th over. He's done a very good job. 6 overs, no wicket for 26 so far. The reverse sweep and got a hand on it. Nearly got through. Piece of work there for Michael Klinger.
Yes, we just talk about some innovation. Jimmy Maher pulls out the reverse sweep. Unfortunately for him, hits it straight to the fielder, Michael Klinger, who does a good job. A little bit of a mix-up with the run between wickets. Klinger goes to the wrong end.
Down the wicket. He's bowled very well, David Hussey. He's bowled nice and full, and he's bowled straight. Either that or they haven't really gone after him enough, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I'll give some credit to the bowler. He's landed them reasonably well, mixed his pace up, but gee, it's a good wicket. But Queensland's have got a great platform.
Mark Walsh shaking his head in disbelief. Very delicate there. It's a fine leg. Good piece of running there.
Well, they're doing what we thought they might do, as Jimmy Maher plays the conventional sweep shot on this occasion, gets a couple. But we all felt that it was important that the top order did the bulk of the batting, and that's exactly what's happened.
Well, with their injuries and World Cup players not playing, he's done a good job, Jimmy Maher. He's 95 for 126. He's got them in a great position. I think anything over 250 runs on the board just creates a little bit of pressure when you're bowling. You can just sort of bowl a couple of maidens. They're just as good as wickets. Another reverse sweep. He's got enough bat on this, Jimmy Maher. Well, that should go all the way to the boundary, and it does. Beautiful piece of placement there from the Bulls skipper.
Outstanding. We've had reverse sweeps, conventional sweeps. Jimmy Maher moves to 99 with the reverse sweep. This time beating the man behind point. Races away to the boundary. And valuable runs for the Bulls.
Yeah, 150 partnership between Maher and Perrin. It's come at a great time in the final of this competition. And there's 100 there for Jimmy Maher. Well batted, the Queensland skipper. His 9th and one-day domestic games and his first this season. And what a time to bring it in. The final in the Ford Ranger Cup could not come at a better time there for Jimmy Maher. 100 for 129.
Outstanding skipper's performance. Jimmy Maher, very excited about that. He's reached his 100 off 129 deliveries, 54 singles and 61 dot balls. Quite extraordinary. But in between all that, he's played beautifully. That's the single that took him to the 100, and he's very excited about that, yelling to his teammates, watching in the dressing rooms. Here we go, boys.
Great dig there from the skipper. Leighton Hewitt going on there. Last over for Darren Pattinson now. Another slow delivery. Oh, it's beaten gully. Beautiful placement from Jimmy Maher. That's another boundary to the Bulls skipper. In the middle of the bat and over mid-wicket. Beautiful shot from Jimmy Maher. Gave himself a bit of room. Picked it up with ease.
Puts us his favourite zone. Jimmy Maher just stands and delivers, and that is just absolutely shelled. One bounce boundary right out of the middle of the bat, and you get the feeling Jimmy Maher's probably seeing the ball pretty well at the moment.
9 boundaries for Jimmy Maher and 1-6. 108 off 132.
He's still got all his tram on, hasn't he? That's off stake.
Yeah. That's
Look at
okay.
Hussey there.
What do you want me to be lenient?
Not sure what's going on out there, but Jimmy Maher saying, come on, let's get on with it. I'm on a roll. Down the wicket, in the middle of the bat. Has he got enough on it? It'll be close. It'll be out. And that is a very good catch from Michael Klinger. It was right on the rope. He held his ground, and the Bulls skipper goes.
End of a fantastic knock by Jimmy Maher. Didn't quite catch that delivery out of the meat of the bat, and Michael Klinger takes an outstanding catch, standing
just a matter of inches inside the boundary rope. Right off the bottom of the bat, flies high in the air. Michael Klinger gets himself to the boundary rope and catches it, and there's an inch in that. Excellent fielding from Michael Klinger. Jimmy Maher, end of an outstanding knock. He's out for 108. The Bulls now 2 for 218.
Craig Phillipson, the new batsman for the Queensland Bulls. 28 matches for him, an average of 31, but his strike rate's important here. 81. Well, what 100 from Jimmy Maher. 108 from 133. Played some beautiful shots. Right over the top on the leg side. That was his strength. That was his 50. And Andrew McDonald copped a bit of flake off him. He played some great shots down the wicket. Very strong on the leg side. Reverse sweep. That was the 100. Pumped up Jimmy Maher. Setting them up here. 2 for 218. Whipped away over leg side. That is a beautiful shot from Clinton Perrin. It's been an expensive over for Darren Pattinson. He's picked up a wicket. He's gone for 3-4s so far. This was the last wicket.
Jimmy Maher just catching it towards the bottom of the bat. It flies high in the air, and Michael Klinger positions himself just inside that boundary rope, reaches high into the air and drags it in, and that is a superb catch. There's an inch in that.
On for the Yorker. Was it over waist height? It is. The umpire's given it a no ball. Cameron White's taken a catch. Daryl Harper called it for a no ball early. Mickey Lewis is saying, mate, he crouched down. It's going to be hard to change the decision now.
Sorry, Mick, I think that was just a tad high. I just said there, it's definitely over waist high. The evidence is there, Mick. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's like the speed camera, isn't it? That's a better delivery for Mickey Lewis. He may look for 2. Craig Phillipson, he won't get it though. Just a single in the deep. Cameron White looking for the run out. He heard the call very early. Daryl Harper at square leg, indicating the no ball. But he'd be happy because it's not a free hit. So that's some consolation, I suppose. 2 for 228, the Bulls. Oh, it's knocked him over. Good piece of bowling for Mickey Lewis, right in the block hole. Cannoned in the leg stump. That is the end of Clinton Perrin. Very good innings from him.
This big wicket, this just moving across his
He
stumps.
did go
Clinton
down, but it was
Perrin.
still above his waist if he was standing up.
Very good innings from him, but probably losing back-to-back wickets hasn't helped the Bulls' cause for this final flurry. But good bowling from Mickey Lewis. Clinton Perrin, he's on his way. He made a well-compiled 75. The Bulls now 3 for 228.
Now Shane Harwood, nice and full. Just another single there. We'd be happy with that. No, and it's good to see Mickey Lewis. They're good, experienced players. Even if they have one spell where things aren't right, they fight back hard. And he just got his line wrong to Hopes. Bowling on leg, half volleys on leg stump. Paid the penalty. They're doing a good job at the death here. And Shane Harwood, he's had an excellent season, particularly in the Ford Ranger Cup. Full toss again, hits the stumps. May help them out for an extra run, which they do. Aaron Nye comes through. 2 runs. So unlucky there for Harwood. Good running between these two. It's been impressive so far since they've been out there.
I'm not sure if this has saved a boundary or cost a run. It's a ricochet. I think they may have got 2 anyway. The Bulls had loved some boundaries at the moment.
Harwood wide of the crease. Full. Another single. With his full bowling. Looks really tough to hit those boundaries, what you're saying, Henry. It's been nearly 4 overs since the last one. And normally in the last 10 overs, there's a flurry. But Harwood and Lewis getting the ball up nice and right up there in the block hole. Mickey Lewis bowled 4 Yorkers last over.
Yeah, and it's Yorkers followed by some good field placement. The men are back on the edge of the circle. The boundary riders are in the gaps.
Hit that very hard, right in the middle of the bat. The Quiney there at deep mid-off. Just another single. So really, not much more for Harwood to do here. Be whether these Bulls batsmen will try and innovate. Fine legs up, where they go across the crease and try and leg glance for 4. Or give themselves room outside off stump.
Yeah, we saw Clinton Perrin do that and paid a penalty.
Harwood again, full toss, not quite right. They're hitting it hard, but they're hitting it to the fieldsman. So a single is the maximum they're going to get. So they're playing very orthodox. Maybe it's time to try something a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, 6 off the over so far, and the last ball, depending on what happens here, it's whether it's a good over for the Bulls or good over for the Bushrangers. So a boundary makes it a really good over for the Bulls. And as you say, Fomo fine leg up inside the circle.
Over. And we've got a dot ball to finish the over. Queensland Bulls 3 for 247. But he bowls a full toss, heading out straight out there, and it's caught by John Moss. So the low full toss ends Aaron Nye's innings. He's on his way. So you take that.
He's a bigger guy.
Definitely, he's coming forward to it too. So
You just credit him up for space. I mean, it was a straight low full toss. Hit to John Moss. As for the loss of a wicket. So Aaron Nye goes. Not many options for him. 11 off 12.
that is...
The Bulls now 4 for 252.
Moves across the crease there, Buchanan, and that is a beautiful shot for 4. Well controlled, changed the length, and gets full reward.
That's what we're looking for. A bit of innovation. Take a chance. There's a low full toss again, so perhaps the easier ball to hit than a Yorker. Some good thoughtful batting brings the boundary.
Well, that's what we were talking about before. And once again, we get another good shot of it there. So he moves out of his crease, changed the length. But with Nye and Phillipson, they were playing quite straight in the V, as Harwood's few encouraging words there for young Buchanan. What's going to happen here? Now he backs away to leg. And Harwood gets a dot ball. And a bit of a stare.
It's a dot ball with feeling.
It's good to see it's a final, and Harwood come out and bowl beautifully this morning. And him and Jimmy Ma had a great battle. Ma went on to get 100. But Harwood's given the Bushrangers plenty of fire and passion.
The former Queensland junior rugby union rep, I don't think he'd be taking a backward step either.
Harwood, as Buchanan moves across to the offside, hits the leg for 1. But it gives Harwood something to think about, doesn't it? When you're walking across the crease or walking towards him, it changes the length of your Yorker if you're trying to bowl it. So it's good stuff from young Buchanan. So Harwood now, last ball for the game. Up to 39 so far. Full toss again. Get away with it with the single. Down to Mickey Lewis. So the end of an over, end of Shane Harwood's spell. Queensland Bulls 4 for 263. Last over, Lewis. Another low full toss. Should only go for 1. D. Hussey throws it down to Crossway. Still think they should be doing more with these low full tosses. They're trying to hit them straight. Maybe the area over cover or mid-wicket is where they'll get full value for shots. Interesting to see what Buchanan does if he moves across the crease. Might be looking to that fine leg area again where he hit Harwood for 4 last over. As he moves across again, and that's a good little chip shot. Pushing for 2. They're going to take him on. This is going to be close. And Crossway misses the ball. I think he might have been in trouble there, Buchanan.
Thoughtful Mickey Lewis. First of all, it's a good piece of bowling from him because he reacts to the batsman. Instead of bowling his Yorker straight, he goes wide. Buchanan decides too early, and it's a horrible hop for Adam Crossway. The one place you don't want it landing is about a metre in front of you.
Tough bounce there. Mickey Lewis not happy. Phillipson advances down the pitch. Once again, they'll push for 2. Hussey in, thrown to the danger area, and I'd say Phillipson is on his way. Good piece of work there by Crossway.
Well, not a great deal of option here. Michael Buchanan had to go for the second run with the last over. Dave Hussey does brilliantly here because he realises early on the play is at the far end, is at the striker's end. He looks up, yep, I'm going keeper. This time it's a much better hop for Adam Crossway. He does exactly what he has to do. Lovely piece of fielding from David Hussey. The Bulls lose their 5th. Michael Buchanan goes 5 for 267. We've just got 3 balls left.
267 was enough in the final, the Ford Ranger Cup, because the Bulls ended up winning that one by 21 runs. The news back here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, not good. Rain still coming down. Junior, it's all over. They've called it off. Disappointing though, wasn't it? Because we could have got a bit of a game there. Queensland 4 for 127. You thought, well, we might have a bit of a game on our hands, but disappointing.
Well, we wanted a game. I mean, both teams lost their first game, so they're both on 0 points. So 4 points would have been handy for one of the teams today, but 2 points better than none. But yeah, you want to finish a game. It started, once you get started, you want to try and get a result. 4 for 127. Yeah, it could have been a game, but unfortunately the weather told the tale.
Let us down the weather. Let's have a quick look at the cards to give you up to date. Queensland, as it finished, 4 for 127. Disappointing. Ryan Broad, I thought, was pretty good today. 55 from 82 deliveries. Ma, Perrin, Phillipson and... Well, Nye, I thought Junior was pretty good, 43 from 44, gave it a bit of hope, showed some good signs, a couple of big sixes, or 1 big six anyway, into the ladies' stand.
Yeah, it was a good partnership there with Broad. They actually batted in the best time of the day. The ball got a bit wet, the outfield was slippery, the spinners couldn't grip the ball, but promising innings by Broad and Aaron Nye, as you say, 43 from 44. Just started to build a bit of momentum before the rain came in the 28th over.
Yeah, 4 for 127 until the 4th interruption with rain. Now, one player that not playing tonight was James Hopes. He'll be playing the Pura Cup game. Lucky enough to get a bit of a chat with him. We're going to hand you down to Greg Lewis, who's with him.
James, welcome back home, mate. Must be nice to be back.
It is nice to be back, mate. I still haven't actually been home to Brisbane yet, so I'm back there next week, which I can't wait.
So you're down here getting treatment from the Queensland physio?
Yeah, I'm down with Stephen Partridge for the next week for this one-day and the 4-day game we got against the Blues coming up on the weekend, and then fly back to Brisbane next Tuesday and hopefully play Sri Lanka.
And you got injured in the last one-day international in Mumbai. What was the extent of the injury?
It was what they call a medium-grade tear of your hamstring, so that can be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. But my first few days of recovery were quite good, so we're hoping for the shorter version of those two.
And you had a great tour of India, both with bat and ball. You pleased with how the series went?
Yeah, well, it could have been better with bat and ball. I think there were some spells that I wasn't that happy with the ball, and the last game I think I had a chance to score a few more than the 20 I got. So that was a bit disappointing, I suppose. But the 4-2 scoreline against the team, which had just won the 2020 World Championship, was a good result, I think.
Yeah, and how'd you find the crowds and the atmosphere over there?
After the first game, you got used to it. I think they were very loud and you couldn't hear the bloke 10 metres away from you talking. But after the first game, mate, I think most of the boys got used to it.
And when you stitched the series up, the emotion from all the guys was fantastic, because this is a hard place to win cricket matches over there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think especially Game 6 when we did get the series all done, that was a good win. We were never actually on top of the game. We kept clawing our way back into the game, and to win it in a place like Nagpur is a good result.
And just getting back to your injury, there's a lot of important games coming up. We've got the tri-series with Sri Lanka and India. You're hoping to sort of keep your place there because you had some great results in India.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that I'm certain to be picked. If I play well the next 2 months, then hopefully I get a crack at the tri series. But first and foremost for me is playing the tour match next week against Sri Lanka, and then getting into the Pura Cup and Ford Ranger series.
Okay, mate. Good luck for the summer.
Ta, Bluey. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, James Hopes there. Unfortunate with the hamstring injury. Might miss that game, the Pura Cup game, but I thought he was most improved in that tour, along with Mitchell Johnson.
Well, I think those two guys and Brad Haddon, the younger guys, really stepped up over there. I think James Hopes, he's probably the most improved player in Australia. I think he's batting down the late order. He hits the ball very crisply, and he's bowling. He bowls stump to stump about 130, 135 Ks. So he's certainly been the find of the tour, and he's ready to take that next step.
He's taken advantage also of injuries. Shane Watson's not in that one-day side, and he's done a great job. Let's get you back to the SCG. 4 wickets to 4 for Queensland. We'll quickly show you those. And first one to go is Jimmy Maher. Good bit of bowling, I thought, from Dougie Bollinger.
Oh, he bowled really well, Doug Bollinger. Pitched the ball up, but this one was a fraction, was a bumper, and it really skidded on, beat Jimmy Maher for pace. We just had a bit of drizzle at this stage of the game, so the wicket just started to zip a bit and beat Jimmy Maher for pace, and Nathan Horrocks took the catch at fine leg. So a good breakthrough for Doug Bollinger.
Probably a nervous time also for Jimmy Maher, knowing that he won the toss and elected to bat first. That was a good ball from Cameron. Probably Perrin didn't get out of the crease much there.
Yeah, lazy bit of footwork there from Clinton Perrin. He probably could have been forward, a bit more solid in defence, but Mark Cameron just got the ball to nibble away. Pretty good wicket then. Craig Phillipson was caught out at square leg. A bit of a gimme wicket, really. A soft dismissal, but Matthew Nicholson, you'll take him any way you can get him when you're bowling. But good catch by Peter Forrest.
Yeah, very good catch for Peter Forrest, and all of a sudden there, they've got a bit of the wobbles on the Queensland Bulls. If it wasn't for Aaron Nye sort of steady the ship and get some runs on the board, he ended up with 44, Aaron Nye. This was his dismissal just before the 4th rain interval, and this was a good catch from Nathan Horrocks.
It was a good catch. The Blues dropped a couple of catches and missed a few run-outs just before this. The momentum was going Queensland's way, but Mark Cameron picked up the wicket here. Aaron Nye played particularly well against the spinners, who found it very hard to grip the ball, but this in the end was an excellent catch from Nathan Horrocks. A bit of a mix-up, I think, between the two fields, but in the end dived full length and caught it low to the ground, so a very good catch by him.
That was the second catch of the evening, and that was it. The rain came in and didn't see any more. Dougie Bollinger thought bowled really well, 1 for 6, just the one spell off his 5 overs there. Cameron came back, 2 for 26. Horrocks and O'Keefe missed out today. It wasn't easy conditions for the spinners, but they bowled 11 overs between them, and Matty Nicholson picked up 1, but not an easy day. Not an easy day for the bowlers, you have to say. What do you reckon?
Well, particularly the spin bowlers. I mean, Stephen O'Keefe was making his debut. He came in for Grant Lambert, which I thought was a bit of a strange selection. I thought Lambert would have been suited in those conditions today, but nonetheless he played. Coming on where he couldn't grip the ball. The outfield was quite damp on top, so. He'll learn from that experience, but it's good that New South Wales are blooding these new players.
Well, they've got a couple of points. They're off the mark in the Ford Ranger Cup table. The Bulls and the New South Wales Blues. A game, no result, but you get 2 points each. But here's a look at the standings. So the Warriors on the top. They've played 2 and 1-2. They're on 9 with a bonus point. The Tigers, one of each. Lost and 1-1. They're on 6 points. They've got the double bonus point up there at the Gabba. The Bushrangers on 4. And as we said, the Blues and the Bulls 2 points each, so they're off from running in the Ford Ranger Cup, and the Redbacks yet to get off the mark in the competition, but they've got a game coming up on Saturday, the Redbacks against Tasmania, so that's a chance for them to get off the mark.
Yeah, I think you need to obviously post points early on in the season. The Redbacks didn't do that last year, and they lost their first game, so important game for those two teams. There's not much between any of these teams, so you need to really get wins when you're in form, and if you're not quite in form, you need to dig deep. Looking forward to that game though at Hobart.
Yeah, that one after Hobart, and then back on the Monday we'll wrap it all up in the week of cricket from home and abroad. Inside Cricket, there we are, Fox Sports 1, Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time panel. AB Flemmo's coming back from India. Great to see him there. And also we'll cross to Tom Moody, the Warriors coach there in Melbourne, playing at the Victorian Bushrangers. But inside cricket, don't forget that, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And no man of the match in this particular game. The game says finished, but disappointing the end, wasn't it, really? I just thought even if you got a 15-over game, it would have been...
I mean, at the start of the day, the forecast was rain getting heavier during the day, and that's exactly what happened. We were hoping that it wouldn't come, but unfortunately it did, and washed out this game, which both teams really needed to win, but you can't beat the weather.
You can't indeed. They picked up 2 points each, the Blues and the Bulls. Thanks for your company. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Hopefully we'll have clear days on Saturday from Hobart. We look forward to your company then.
Has been a Fox Sports production. This program brought to you by Ford Ranger.